Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we are going over a case file review looking at the RCMP related materials and public documents connected to the disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who were reported missing from their Pictou County and Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Since then, there has been no sightings of Jack or Lilly, and so many questions still yet remain to this very day. We're also going to be looking over the statistic data of high risk children in the home based upon drug use and why I believe, in my personal opinion, Jack and Lilly Sullivan check all of those boxes. There is a lot to talk about, so stick around on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is December 21st, 2025. It is currently 8:24 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's so good to see my beautiful pearls. Hopefully, your Sunday was magical. Hopefully, it's been good for all of you out there, wherever you are. We are getting very close to Christmas. It's going to be here before you know it, to say the very least. It's just crazy how time just flies, isn't it? Tonight, we are going to be doing a case file review on Jack and Lily Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. Still yet today, it is unsolved and they have not been found. You can always dial 1-800-222-8477, 1-800-222-TIPS. Or if you are local, you can dial the 3 digits 911 as well. Tonight we're going to be talking about some of those RCMP documents, what the parents and Daniel's mother, Miss Janie, spoke about in those documents and what they have said publicly. We're also going to be getting into high risk. What is and what makes a high risk home for these children? And it is overwhelming based upon how step parents has or mom's or dad's girlfriend, boyfriend, you have a much higher risk of these children vanishing, um, even, them, unalived, that kind of thing. So there is a lot to talk about, everyone. Let me say hello to a few of you guys in chat. Miss Joyous, so good to see you, Mamacita. Jen, hello, darling. Good to see you, dear. Kim, good to see you. Hello, hey, Jude, good to see you, hun. Susan, Lori, good to see you. Sherry, Lynn, bonjour. Anna to the banana, CJ, Susie Q. I went to the mall. It was terrible. I gotta go. I gotta go too, girl. I'm not looking forward to it. Sarah, good to see you, my friend. And Miss Sasha, hello. Julie, hello. Angie, good to see you, my dear. Carol, Tina, hello, love. The other Tina, hello. Good to see you, my dear. Angel of Light, good to see you, dear. How you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling good. Michelle, good to see you. Cindy, good to see you, my dear. Sky Maiden, hello. Mama Dukes, good to see you. Allison, hello. Beverly, bonjour. Hello, hello, hello. Susan, good to see you, my dear. All right. There's Julie. Hello. Good to see you, friend. Good to see everyone up in here, up in here. Guys, before we get started, if you don't mind, do me a big old favor for the live chat and for the replay crew. How are you? Do me a big favor and please, please hit that thumbs up button. Would be so thankful if you would do that. Would mean so much. Hello, Mama Duke. It's good to see you, honey. All right. So let me thank Miss Marlene. That's so sweet, honey. I don't know, but I give it all I got based upon the information that I can get. CMP or law enforcement had, I could really give it to them. Thank you so much, dear. And thank you, Miss Lauren. Good to see you, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, love. Good to see you. By the way, I've not seen one of our mods, a couple of our mods actually, and I hope they're okay. I really do. Carmelita and CJ. One second. Not CJ. I'm sorry. Now I can't think of our mods. So embarrassing. He lives in California. He lives in California. He does like data analysis and stuff like that. Um, a guy, one of our view guys that we have. CT. Thank you, Aju. SL. I have heard from SL on and off as well. They've been having surgery, and a lot of you guys have just been going through some stuff, I know, but keeping you guys in my prayers. My darn sewing machine makes so much noise I can't hear Justin. Girl, you better cut it off. You better cut it off. Okay, guys. Let's get it started. Yeah, Chris, CT, yep. And Minnie Panthers, she is, of course, here, but she's always hiding out, hiding in the bushes. Just kidding. Love you, Minnie. Thank you so much, honey. Good to see you, baby. Okay. Got some stuff here. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Let's get started on it. Hey there, Pammy. Thank you so much, Mama. Appreciate you. Very kind to me, Miss Pammy. Thank you, love. Appreciate you. Really do appreciate you, Miss Pammy Bear. Merry Christmas to you, my dear. Really do appreciate you. All the blessings to you and yours this holiday season and the upcoming new year. I hope it's the best Christmas and the best year of the upcoming year of your life so far. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate that. Okay. So thank you so much, my dear. If you received one of those, make sure you give our dear Pammy a big old thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Hello, Golden Star, Susie Q. Good to see you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go over some things. I usually take care of I talk about the small things first before we get into the bigger things. Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate that, love. And one of the things that I wanted, the smaller things that I wanted to talk about. Did anyone see this? Is this an actual photo of the clothes that was sent? Someone said Daniel told Belinda he was holding onto the stockings pictured in this photograph. So I guess it is, yeah, because he knew she gave them to the children. I'm told Daniel gave the items to Major Crimes, who gave the items to Cheryl, who has stated the stockings were not included. Do we know if Miss Belinda got the stockings? Because I know she was talking about it. She was asking, rather, Daniel in DT's chat the other day, and there was a no bueno. There was no bueno. It's very interesting to me how you don't know Joyce. Okay. He's easy. Good to see, babe. American Justice. I think that message, what was that? Is in the document, and no, she has not gotten them. Isn't it interesting how there's all of these articles of, we'll just say, clothing for a broad spectrum answer here, how Daniel is always talking about, well, and again, going to the article, how what Jack and Lilly was wearing in the RCMP documents and what he has said privately. right? Through via text and all of that. And that was that they're not wearing what you think they are wearing, right? And he says, I'll leave it at that. And then he'll say things like, there is more to this missing persons investigation than meets the eye. And then the same thing went for his actual shirts that he was wearing Friday and Saturday, he says. In my opinion, it's probably Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or yeah, maybe just Thursday and Friday, but maybe Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because he says he said Malaya took them, and then he says he finds them, and then he says Jack's coat was missing, and then he says it was found, and now it's these stockings, and they're lost again, right? But will they be found? Is that a backpack in the bag? Good question. Good question. Let's look at that. Yeah, it's an OMG backpack. Look at that. Sure is. And it is very sad, isn't it? This is very sad because this is what's left, essentially. Right? And these kids should be living their life. They should, they're at the age where Santa Claus is, getting ready to come down the chimney. And they're not there. They're not there. And is it because they walked away? Or is it because something else happened in that home? Where are the toys? I don't see no toys. I don't know about the toys or anything like that, but what's that right there? It looks like a sticker or something. Oh, it says Mama Bear, which is very interesting. I wonder, that's very interesting right there, isn't it? It says Mama, and then it's got a bear on it, which is the exact opposite, in my opinion, as what Malaya actually is, right? It looks like an iron-on or a sticker or something like that. And I'm sure that was intentionally put in there, right? Because that's that wouldn't be it's not on any sort of fabric or anything. But this kind of looks like this looks like a toy, actually. Or maybe it's a notebook, but to me it looks like a little kid's like pouch or something like that, right? There's this over here. Are these the clothes that Malaya wore or Malaya washed right before they went missing? I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. Yep. I've seen it. I've seen it a lot. Absolutely. You can buy them. You can buy those logo kind of things here because we have Black Bear here and like the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, that kind of thing. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, CZ. Yeah. Looks like a ball new in a box like a basketball. I don't know, but I hope, hey, Red Moon, good to see you, hun. Robin, hello. JM, that is not a lot of clothes for 2 kids. Well, I don't know. I don't know. You know, you don't have to have a lot of clothes, you know, but what is interesting to me is they only washed clothes allegedly every 6 weeks. That's certainly not 6 weeks worth of clothes, right? That's certainly not 6 weeks worth of clothes. Does that say Lilly on the pink bag on the stuff? Uh, it's like a hoodie or no, it's like, "Oh, look at this. This is interesting." A pink blanket that says Lilly. Look at that pink blanket. Remember Daniel said, "A pink blanket." And I put 2 and 2 together. On the opposite side of the pile from the backpack is something with Lily's name on it on the opposite side of the pile. Um, yeah, right here. Yeah, it's the pink blanket. Yep. So there's that, but that's like a LOL OMG, which is very interesting. In Summer Wells' case, the LOL dolls came up as well. I think this is like a hat or something Lily was wearing. I want to say it was a picture with Miss Belinda on it. Very sad, man. Very sad. This looks like bedding, doesn't it? This looks like bedding to me. Looks laundered, in my opinion. Um, okay. So, wanted to kind of let you guys see that. Yeah. Oh my God, what are we looking at? Check. Yeah. Yes, this is. This was sent to supposedly Malaya, but again, this stalking did not make it to Miss Belinda, and she got that for them. And whoever has that, could you please be so kind and give that to Miss Belinda? Um, anyways, I mean they're just tossed away. Well, I think this was, to be fair, yes, ma'am. I think this was put out there, and the police may have taken it, or not that. Well, I would say Daniel or something, and the police picked it up, right? Yeah, yeah, I agree, Ruby. To me, this is a sign that they know that Jack and Lily aren't coming back. Yeah, just the same as they use them in past tense, and the same as when Malaya left. Uh, on the true first day, the true first full day, Saturday, of her kids missing. Again, uh, barely missing 24 hours, right? One of the stockings was Cody's when he was young, and the other one was made for Jack. I believe Linda said, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Let me save this real quick so I can remember that. So that would be great if someone could get that back to her. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, let's talk about some more things here before we get into the nuts and bolts of today's live. I think I have it here somewhere. One thing Miss Belinda was talking about. She played this about Janie. And as we know, Janie has been relatively quiet since she did the first interview. Well, the one interview with the news. Now she still goes in certain channels, chat rooms, um, but it's pretty rare. You going to bed, Sheila? Are you taking us to bed with you? Just lay us right there by the pillow and let me talk. Just kidding, darling. Good to see you. And recently, Miss Janie's name is coming back into the spotlight. And the reason is because of things she has said in the past versus what Durwood is now saying. If you was here with our live yesterday, we spoke about how Durwood and Janie is kind of now not in a good spot, their relationship. And Janie, along with Daniel, they were talking about this dark vehicle being out by the road, and they saw Malaya coming back, but they also were talking about this that Janie says she heard. And now she denies that, just as she denies about the raking and stuff at night, which is interesting because, in my opinion, it's neither one of them makes sense at all, right? But let me play this. Belinda said, she posted this. What exactly does she mean when Miss Junkyard Janie's talking about this?
I would like whoever has the kids or whoever knows where the kids are, please, if they want to and they want to get out of trouble, please drop them off where they picked them up.
Okay. Drop them off where you picked them up. So, do you know where they were picked up, Janie? Question. Do you know where they were picked up? Because you said you would have heard them. Am I right or am I right? She said she would have heard them if they would have gotten out that gate. If they want to bring them back. Let me go back there.
Knows where the kids are. Please, if they want to and they want to get out of trouble.
If they want to. If they want to. Yeah, if you're in the mood, you're in the neighborhood, right? If you're in the mood, you're in the neighborhood. Okay. If you want to feel like bringing them back, right? They're not theirs, which there's no indicators that Jack and Lily has been abducted by familiar abduction or non-familiar abduction as well, right?
Please drop them off where they picked them up. They will be safe. We will get them. We will get.
What if they were picked up 5 miles down the road?
Them to the authorities. If they want to drop the kids off of here.
You see, this woman makes no sense. I see where Daniel gets it from. Drop them off where you picked them up. And then she says, well, if you want to drop the kids off here, well, wasn't that the last place that they were supposedly?
If they got the kids to yell, my dog would let me know that they're out there. I will go get them.
Hold on, what?
If they got the kids to yell, my dog would let me know that they're out there.
Oh, your dog let you know about everything, right? Because, again, reporters from multiple press, Canadian press, talks about the barking dog constantly, right?
I will go get them and I will make sure they are safe. I would like whoever has the.
You will make sure they're safe. Just like, look at this. Just like you said, bless their little hearts. Because Daniel and Malaya, your son and Malaya, certainly didn't look that they were safe, did you? That's for sure. Little Belinda, bless her heart. She has done nothing but work her entire ass off for, to try to get answers for Jack and Lilly. Right? Little Lilly. Now, you can see, I just noticed this. In this picture. These shoes. Are they different types of shoes? Look at this, guys. I just now noticed this. Poor baby. This reminds me of Summer Wells's. Look at there. 2 different types of kid shoes. Hey, I'm out. It's good to see you. 2 different types of kid shoes. Boys, both boys, side by side. You can tell probably Jack and Lilly had to put their shoes on by themselves most every time. I just now noticed that in that picture. Never noticed it before. This photograph, this one's obviously got orange around it and all of that. It's a lower top shoe. And then this is a higher top shoe, you can tell. And in the case of Summer Moon Utah Wells, can you pull up a pic with their feet? I don't know what you like. I don't know what exactly you mean by that. But yeah, just now noticed that. Very interesting. Okay, let me show you. All right, here we go. They had to fend for themselves, in my opinion. Hell yeah, they did. Hell yes, they did. Little Lilly. This couldn't have been too far before she went missing. And, the floor is just, everything there is just sad. It's just sad. Oh, look at there. There's a bag there full of clothes and shoes as well. I don't know if they got the lock on the fridge there, though. Justin, is that the same bag she's wearing? Is the same? That's a good question, and I do believe so. Now that you say that, let's go back and look. Okay, you see that backpack right there, guys? You see that? Actually, what I'll do, let me screenshot it. That's what I'll do. Hold on. Where am I? Here, let's screenshot this. You know what I'll do? I'll do it like this. 2 seconds, y'all, while I get this popped up here. Okay, here we go. Let me make this smaller so we can see it, and then make this bigger. I think we got a match. Check this out. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do this. Hold on. Oops. Go back. Let's flip this. Oops. Oh, damn. Go. That would be the same. Look at there. That would be the same. So we got an answer. We got an answer. Yep. Yep. Same backpack as that picture right there. In one of those interviews, now they were saying that she wore, that she left, I use that term extraordinarily loosely, in a white cream corduroy backpack with strawberries on it. Right. And she would take that to when she would sleep over with grandma or whatever. I don't know where that is, Christine. That's a good question, though. Do you have that? Does anyone have that, the picture of, I think Jack and Lily are at the table, and where the garbage can is, and there's a backpack up there, and like where their coats are, their little dirty coats that they didn't wash. If anyone has that, you can text that to me or email, of course, right there. 307-228-4906 or all justice, the number 4, the letter U at gmail.com. That backpack with strawberry is on Temu. I am so not shocked. All right, Laura, good to see you, honey. Okay. Yeah, if anyone has that, please send that to me. Okay. All right, we'll wait on that for just a... Okay, so moving on here, Sharon, of course it is. Jamie must have used the spinner to buy it. The wash spinner. The backpack was never mentioned again, was it? Not really. The only time they talk about the backpacks is, which is very interesting to me, by the way, because I think something happened to Jack and Lily at around midnight or a little past midnight, in my humble opinion. And Daniel and Malaya, I think Malaya did too, but I know Daniel did. He says when he turns the light on, their backpacks, Lily's backpack is there beside of her bed in her room. And that, of course, backpack goes missing. Right? That backpack goes missing. So very interesting. Very interesting. But if anybody has that, please text that or email it. I would greatly appreciate it, and we'll compare it live here. All right. So now we're going to be talking about in my opinion, something very, very interesting. And for those people that don't take this into consideration, is just ludicrous, in my opinion, about the threats to the children in the home, right? Step parents risk, and again, I'm not talking about good step parents, because there's many more good step parents than there are bad, right? But statistically, it is way higher for something happening to the stepchild inside the home, or the mom's girlfriend, boyfriend, the dad's girlfriend, boyfriend, any sort of, unrelated like that. We're only talking about the bad ones. Is there lawn is this the laundry clothes that never got put away and Daniel couldn't be bothered to yes, correct. Yes, Robin. Yep. That's right. That's right. I think someone might have emailed me. Nope. I guess not. Okay. All right. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about cases like Jack and Lilly, Sebastian Rogers, those kind of step parents, and all of that. Again, most are good. Okay, someone. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got this photo, but let me just go ahead and show this before. This is what that strawberry backpack looks like, but this isn't the photo I was looking for. The photo I was looking for is a home photo of, I know Lily's there. I think Jack is there as well. They're sitting at the kitchen table, and behind them, there's a trash can overflowing with trash, and their backpacks and their coats are right beside the doorway. I have it somewhere, but I would have to look at it, it'd take me time. So, okay. Let's get this started. Okay. All right. What did I do with it? Okay. So studies show that children living with a step parent are at a much higher risk of abuse and unaliving compared to those living with both biological parents. And I've done entire lives on this, called Cinderella effect, right? And it's very, very interesting. Most children cases that have been reported to the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children are runaways followed by family abductions, usually because of custody or something like that. But when it comes to these high risk cases where it's overwhelming with step parents, mom, dad, girlfriend, boyfriend, like I said, researchers consistently point out to certain situation stressors, right? And the first one is a non-biological bonding buffer, right? Um, it's as old as time, right? Like Cinderella, like the Disney movie Cinderella, right? Their sayings, you treated me like a redheaded stepchild or something like that, because we know that there are those evil step parents or moms, dads, significant other currently. Where did you send where did you send it to? Hold on. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up button. There is a backpack in it. Yes, there is actually. And I do believe, ooh, this is interesting. Interesting. Hold on. Wait a second, y'all. I'm going to, let's look at this. It's hard to see, but there is. It's very hard to see. Okay. I'm going to show you the entire photo right here. Okay. You see it? Let me make it as big as possible. You see this right here? Put a 1 in the chat if you see the backpack. Put a 1 in the chat. Do you see the backpack? Yep. There we go. Yes, it's there. It's there. Now, you can see at the very top, I got to make it really big. You can see it says OM. Oh, crap. You can see OM right there, can't you? Can it's clearly, watch this. It's clearly been laundered, right? Which is interesting. Did Malaya launder these? At her grandma's or what? Yep. So we've got 3 different places where we've got Lilly, where we can place this backpack. One, of course, on beautiful little Lilly. This one right here. You can actually see the white strings of the backpack. It's very new here. See how white it is here? Or cleaner it is here, rather. And you can see it's much darker here. It's certainly been washed. Who laundry these items? Well, if it wasn't washed during when Malaya went, then it had to be laundered after. Right, Angel? Right, exactly. Exactly. She is tiny, I know. Bless her little heart. Okay. All right, guys. Be prepared to be shocked here in just a minute, okay? So about the step parents, no biological bonding buffer, right? Role confusion, authority without attachment. Now, what do we hear Daniel constantly say in interviews, in text messages? I'm the one that has to discipline them. They won't listen to Malaya. They only listen to me. Now, remember, Daniel's children said that he was mean to Jack and Lilly. He was abusive to them. That's coming from Daniel's own mouth, or text message, rather, him texting it, which is interesting because Malaya said he wasn't. And then she said he picked on Jack the most in the conversation that she had with Sonny. And the reason I think she wasn't really truly telling the truth, in my opinion, was because of CPS. They said that that Jack and Lilly wouldn't listen to Malaya, but they would listen to Daniel. And Daniel said his discipline was he would just talk to them and let them know. Oh, Deborah, ooh la la, you getting your hair did, girl? And he would just talk to them, and that would be their discipline. Now, what makes Malaya not talking to them versus Daniel just talking to them, right? Because most kids, especially at that age, there has to be some sort of discipline, right? And that means, you're not, your friend's not coming over. Uh, you need to go in the corner for 20 minutes, sit on the stairs. Uh, we're not going out to ice cream this weekend, something. But Daniel says he would just talk to them, which I don't believe for a million years, in my opinion, right? Yep, exactly, ZYG, exactly. Hey, Patty, good to see you, hon. So when Daniel says he would just talk to the kids and they would listen to him, but they wouldn't listen to Malaya, when there was no really discipline action spoken about other than just talking to your kids, right? And yes, you should talk to your kids. Um, but at 4 and 6, they have to understand why whatever they did was wrong, right? And usually you take something away or you make them sit on the stairs or whatever. Some people spank their children. I totally disagree with that. But that's just my opinion because I think it does nothing other than scare them. So I just wanted to mention that because of the role confusion, authority with attachment, right? Discipline, resentment, right? That goes without saying. Financial stress is a big one. In my opinion, there was no biological bonding with Daniel, Jack, and Lilly. As far as I don't believe he loved them or treated them like his own kids, right? And I think that's a given, in my opinion. So no biological bonding or anything like that. There was, in my opinion, discipline resentment. Of course, there was financial stress. Of course, there was that. Do you guys believe, in your opinion, there was jealousy toward the children? Could sometimes the step parent is jealous of the children? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe Daniel was jealous, and put a 2 if you don't. I want to see what you guys say on that. Yes, that's a good point too. Yep. He didn't like Cody. He had no love for them. Narcissist, yeah. That's interesting. Most of you are a 1. That's interesting. Okay. Substance abuse. That is a huge one. Okay. A huge one. Domestic instability. Yes. This is a big one as well, right? Malayas all the time. I'm leaving, I'm not leaving, I'm leaving, I'm not leaving, all of that. Yes, exactly, Joyous. Substance, domestic instability, and prior CPS involvement. Of course, almost every single case that we cover with these missing children has prior CPS. I would say probably 7 or 8 out of 10 cases is there is prior CPS, maybe even more than that. All right. Now, if you add substance abuse, especially stimulants, this is backed by science. This is 100% true. Especially substances like math, right? It risk escalates by far. Not because of the rug alone, but because, look at the okay, sorry, that was for me. That's from my book thingy I'm studying there, sorry. All right, but why these substances, right? And I've spoken to you guys about, I was watching a case where a man, a mom, and a dad, and they were a couple, like both of them were the bio parents. The dad smoked the mathematics, and he was very abusive for a long time with the wife and the kids. And one day he was on the mathematics and he was paranoid, very much paranoid, because he thought the popo and those people was coming in to get him. So he wanted everyone to be quiet. Shh. Like Janie says, shh. Right? Where are your receipts, Michelle? Who's Michelle? One second here. I don't know about the Cody thing, to be honest with you. But Cody was on substances as well, right? And anytime you're on substances, it's a danger. It just is. But I don't know about that. I would have to, ask Belinda. But regardless, Cody never did anything. to the kids like that. And again, it doesn't mean parents, biological parents, can't do anything. It happens every day, right? Cody had zero to do with Jack and Lily, 1,000%. He had zero. RCMP told him a few days after looking into him and all that, they said, "We're not looking your way anymore." They told him that. Belinda that as well. But why? Why certain substances? Right? And the data shows because it's not so much necessarily the rug, it's the side effects of the rug, right? And with the math, sleep deprivation, right? Again, up for days at a time, many times. Impulsivity, very impulsive, deciding to do, whatever is in front of them, doing whatever. Paranoia. And again, to the exes that I have spoken to of Daniel, that they have been in a relationship of some sorts, guess what? Both says he's extraordinarily paranoid in those times. And this is coming from someone who, with his own text, says he's done it every day for years. Right? Oh, yeah. Many times, anytime with certain rugs or even mental illness, they'll think the government's following them or police. It'll always generally go to government or religion. Oh, hey, Magdalena. Good to see you, Mama. Thank you so much, honey. How you doing? If I ever had a daughter, I would probably name her Magdalena. And we would shorten it for Maggie. I love that name. Love it, love it, love it. Appreciate you, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Hopefully you and yours have a Merry Christmas and the blessings of a new year to each of you. Okay, but they're very paranoid. And again, that is why the case I was talking about earlier, the man was paranoid. He ended up unaliving his one child and the other child until she was very much like Jake Harrow, brain dead, pretty much. So, yeah. And it's interesting, the case that I'm talking about, because the mother, she never fought back with the father. She just kind of let whatever happen. But with hers, she had a learning disability. And that affected, obviously, how she saw the world and responded. She loved her. She did love her kids, but the guy, he had no problems, and so he manipulated the mother as well, because he knew she didn't. She had a learning disability, and he made 2 kids with her and all of that. And he said, or the woman said, when she was being interrogated, that he's made me sit down at the table and smoke the meth with him. He would force me to. And but she said it made her really sick or something like that. I think they had to call the hospital then or something like that because she had a lot of health problems. Anyways, rage episodes. Again, the women that I have spoke to that knows Daniel, rage. He's all about the rage, they say, in their opinion. And both of them essentially said that they believe he was on this stuff that night. He got mad and he flipped out. Now, Sonny was talking about how Malaya told them that she had, what did she say? That night she had woken up around midnight and Daniel was in the bathroom smoking the math. Good night, Jim baby. Love you, honey. Get some rest. Hope you feel better. And remember how we spoke about how, like, does nobody go to the bathroom at night? I don't know about you, but I'm like an old man. I go to the bathroom 1,000 times a night. I get tired of going to the bathroom. Right? And she's got 3 kids, right? Her bladder's not made of steel after having 3 kids. So, of course, she's going to the bathroom at night. Maybe she did fall asleep a while. Maybe she was in her room, but maybe she was going to the bathroom and he was in there doing the math. Maybe a fight broke out. I don't know. But rage, right? Poor memory recall. Well, if you are paranoid, been up for days, impulsive, raging, your memory can be pretty, bad. But I don't think it is in this case for Daniel, in my opinion. I don't believe his memory is bad. I think his memory is conveniently bad because he can remember things that is convenient to make him look better, right? He remembers those things. But when you start asking about timelines and what you did inside the home that evening, well, nothing. Can't remember. It was an ordinary night. Chaotic routines, right? If the household and the rug, the rugs, when it comes to this, it's a chaotic household, right? It's not stable whatsoever. They're constantly running, going, living by the seat of their pants. And in my opinion, things got worse in this home. It was bad, but it went from bad to worse, in my opinion. Why do I say that? Because, in my opinion, right around when Daniel got laid off, he was working 1 day a week. Well, he's home, right? They're young. They got, 3 children. They're under 6 years old. He's not making as much money. And then Malaya's money gets taken away, right? So there's a lot of those stress factors there. Daniel's home more. He's not making as much money. Just being together all the time can drive people nuts. Think about it when the pandemic was going on. DV was much higher because we was around each other constantly, 7 days a week, 365, felt like forever. And then also the ability to use more, right? If you're home all the time, the ability to use more. What does Malaya's, we'll call him stepdad, what did he say? Well, every time we go over there, Daniel's not there, right? I was reading your thing, Susie Q. I don't really believe they passed the lie detector test. I don't either. Daniel still hasn't taken me up on my offer. He said he wanted to do more lie detector tests. So chaotic routines, right? Now, why does this happen in these missing children's cases? Most missing children are, like I said earlier, runaways or custody disputes, right? It's usually a breakup. I want you can't see the kid by the courts, or I want the kid full time, and they'll take their kid and run. But that's the majority of missing cases. We're talking about a very small percentage of non-familiar cases, right? Now, of that small percentage of non-familiar cases, I'm talking about, scratch that thing I was going to say. When very young children, like ages 4 and 6, are reported missing from their home, you need to immediately treat this differently. Hey, Wolfie, good to see you. Young kids, and this is very important, this isn't teenagers running away. They don't plan disappearances. Young kids don't plan them, right? Young kids are highly impulsive. Whatever is happening in front of them is happening in front of them, right? They don't run away successfully either, a 4 and a 6-year-old. Meaning they don't know how to hide themselves to not be seen, right? So they don't hide themselves. Did something happen inside the home that is being described as a disappearance? Again, this is something. Hey, wait, good to see you, honey. Hey, CJ. Did something happen inside the home that is being described as a disappearance? Meaning, did someone snap inside the home, but they took care of it, and then they reported the children missing? Perhaps, maybe, happens all the time. Far more than it needs to, never needs to happen at all. The why they went missing sometimes mask foul play, right? Right. In a subsect of, hold on, what is this? Okay, here we go. In a subsect of cases, not all though, research shows a fatal incident occurs. Panic follows. I know you're watching, Daniel. Good to see you, my friend. The caregiver reframes the event as a disappearance. Time is lost before emergency services can be contacted, right? Oh my God, they freak out. And then if it's an accident, they won't get help or whatever. Or if they snap, they panic. First it's rage, then it's panic, then it's on top of that panic, it's hiding. someone, right? And then clean up, and then it's calling, and then playing the part, right? But time is lost if it's like they got into medication, or it could be as what I call a neglectful accident, meaning you didn't mean for them to get in the medication, but it shouldn't be left out on the counter, right? So that's neglectful that you did that, but you didn't necessarily mean for it to happen. Okay. What you should look for. These are a few of those. Delay in calling 911. In my opinion, just my opinion, I would check this with Jack and Lily's case, right? If we go by their timeline, 8 p.m. rather to 8:30 a.m. is when they first noticed that they were missing. Hey, Enya, good to see you, my friend. So if it's 8, they weren't there. They weren't called until 10:01. If it's 8:30, again, they weren't called until 10:01. My opinion, that's a delay. But truthfully, I believe, in just my opinion, what I think is that these kids went missing technically around 12:30 in the morning. I know, Sherry. You just made me. I'm gonna have a damn panic attack. Why did you say that? You're gonna give me a damn panic attack. Okay, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. In my opinion, they were already turning on each other. The timeline is off. They are already turning. Oh yeah, hell yeah, they are right now. Yeah. I just realized that Justin. Damn, don't share it with us. It's almost over. Yay. I know. To be honest with you, I hate the way we have commercialized Christmas in the Western part of the world. Can't stand it anymore. I wish Christmas was simple like it used to be. You know what I mean? I wish it was. But okay. In my opinion, delay in calling 911. Inconsistent timelines, right? Delay in calling 911. Yes. Inconsistent timelines. Check. Over explaining minor details. Check. Right? And, because there's 2 keys on the counter, right? So I get in my Malaya's 2017 4-wheel, 4-cylinder, 2-door passenger V4 automatic transmission car, and I go through all the culverts, all the streams, and then I go back to the house and I pull up in Malaya's, white 2017 2-key 4-door 4-cylinder 2 windows car, because I do. It's hers, right? So check, right? Clean vehicle after muddy searches. I don't know. I don't know about that, to be honest with you. I know that there's a missing vehicle, right? Contradicting search claims. Check. Right? Emotional mismatch. Flat versus performative. In your opinion, what do you think about Jack and Lily's case? That it was. I was thinking about that as well. Do you think it's emotional mismatch? Yes or no? Write it in the chat. Hey, Chaos. Maybe Kent will crack. Hello, Joyce. Good to see you, my friend. Check, check. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Check. Blame shifting language. Is that a yes or a no, in your opinion? Blame shifting language. Yeah, Kent lost his mom this week. Y'all say a prayer for him. You know, whether you're a fan or not of Kent, pray for him in this time and his family. That sucks. My mama had been dead 14 years. The 15th of this month, 6 days ago. So I understand, Kent. It's really sucks around Christmas. It sucks anytime. Right? So, yes, blame shifting language. That is for sure on that one. Right? So, in Jack and Lily's case right here, right? They check every one of these boxes. Every one of these boxes. Now, if you check any of these, it's going to raise red flags. You check all of them, you've got some explaining to do. Why investigators, statement analysis, that kind of thing, care about environment, mainly investigators, though. Children, again, don't control their environment, right? Can't, yeah, condolences, absolutely. Children do not control their environment. Yes, he does, Angel. Yes, he does, baby. Yep. Children don't control their environment. That's why I always say you don't pick on children, animals, right? Mentally, physically, someone that can't fend for themselves, right? That kind of thing. Someone vulnerable, because it's not like elderly that, as well, because they can't just get up and go. Don't drag your children through their childhood because of your, many cases, willful screw ups, right? They don't get that choice. They don't get that choice. Vintage. Hey, darling. How are you doing, Karen? Good to see you, Karen. Thank you so much, baby. Appreciate you. How you doing? Everyone okay with you? Appreciate you, Vintage. Very, very much. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, please give our girl a big, big thank you. Very kind of you, my dear. Wishing you the happiest and merriest Christmas to you and yours, and the most beautiful upcoming new year of your life so far. And I hope every year is even better, my dear. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have a question. Cindy's supposed to be a nurse. They would stay with her once in a while. She didn't notice the black eyes and bruises. That's a great grandma. So I would have called 911. Nancy, that is a terrific question. I've thought about that myself. That's a valid question. And even if she wasn't there, right? Even if the kids weren't there, she did see them on the video often, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Zelda. Yeah. You know, the old people in our family, like, they really glued the family together, right? They would everybody went to their house. And that just doesn't happen anymore like it used to. Still does with some people. But, you know, we need to make those things happen again. We really do. I think she's trying to get a lawsuit from the state now. Maybe she's in abandonment of these children. She could be involved. She is allegedly suing the CPS, from what I've heard. But again, they're going to fight her on that, because they're going to say, well, how often did you see Jack and Lily? You know, and they're going to go through all the call logs, all of that. How often you saw him in person? Where you didn't notice anything, right? And listen, CPS failed Jack and Lily. That's not a question, in my opinion. It's not even. They did fail. Parents failed them first, but so did everyone around Jack and Lily, except for Jack and Lily's teachers. They did everything that they could. They seen it, they recognized it, and they did everything they could. Everything they could. They can only call and comfort them at school. They did their part. That's a good question, Astro. That's a good question. But, you know, there's ways people can pass it. There's ways people can pass it. And to be honest with you, it doesn't take a long time for math to get out of your system to pass one. But in my opinion, he's not seeing Meadow near as much as he puts on. I do think he sees Meadow sometimes, rather, but I don't think it's near as much. And when he had his the car wreck before this most previous one, when Janie was in there, I think the math had something to do with it, in my opinion. That is true. Yes. If it's been, yes. And it will. It will. If he's a chronic user, it takes longer. Nana, good to see you. Nana Rocks, number 528. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up. wherever you are. Is he on the birth certificate? I don't know. I would assume. Hey, April. Right? Now, how investigators care about environment. Okay? Children don't control their environment, adults do. What adult controlled conditions made harm possible, right? Environmental answers, right? These are the questions they're going to ask, in my opinion, whenever they're doing an analysis on this. Environmental, right? Who had access? Who had access to that property? And there was really 3 people, right? Constant access. Who in the family on that property has the most authority? Write your answers if you want to in chat. Who had access? In my opinion, Daniel, Malaya, Junkyard Janie. Right? Who had authority? Who has the most authority on that property? Janie technically does have the most authority, but I still believe it's very interesting because you could say Janie, but then it's the same property, but they live in 2 different places. Okay. So you could say Janie and Daniel have the most authority. And then Malaya would be next. Right? And of course, kids don't have the authority. Right? Who had motives for pressure? Who had the most pressure on them? Was it Janie? Was it Daniel? Was it Malaya? Right? Who had time? Big one. Tucka. Sandwiches. Tucka. Little Tucka. He's so sweet. Bless his little heart. Little Tucka. The last time I had a pap smear, the doctor needed rubber gloves and an oyster shucker. My little Daniel. Pressure, Daniel, and Malaya. Right? Well, okay. Pressure. Daniel's working 1 day a week. He's got multiple kids. He's got little kids constantly needing money, but when you're on the rugs, the financial pressures is way more, right? Who had something to lose? Who had something to lose? Well, in my opinion, Daniel was going to lose Malaya. And therefore, he was also going to lose at least partially. Think about this. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about it like this. He was going to essentially lose Meadow at least half the time. Right? Daniel was going to lose Meadow at least half the time if she left. Right? That's a big deal for people breaking up. Many times And I believe, in my personal opinion, probably a little conservative on this. I believe couples should, this is just my opinion, it doesn't make it right or anything, but I believe couples should try to stay together as long as there's not mental or physical abuse until those kids grow up. Right? That's just the way I feel. And a lot of people still do that. We're not going to get a divorce or separate until the kids are older, or they're out on their own, or that they've graduated or whatever. Right? And if you can, stand each other and, live your lives or whatever, and, pass in the hallway or whatever, great. But, in this situation, I don't think it's possible, because you got a lot going on there. That's why environmental matters the most, right? It matters more than the personality early on, right? When police are going there, they want to know about the children's environment more than the personality at first. All about the environment. What's going on in this house? What environment means, right? Who lives there? Well, again, there's on the property, and then there's there. So we could say Daniel, Malaya, Jack, Lilly, Meadow, and Janie. Now, Janie would count her dog as a person, probably more than a person, if that's such a thing. Who sleeps there? Well, we know who sleeps there. Look at the third question. Who disciplines? Now, Daniel takes that responsibility. He actually invites that all the time. I'm the only one that these kids will listen to. They will not listen to Malaya, their mom, right? They will not listen. He always says that. Now, he says he told them how he disciplines, but that doesn't mean he's telling the truth either. The answer that he gave was he sits them down and talks to them. But that's a big question. Who disciplines? Who pays the bills? Who pays the bills? They're usually the big decision maker in the house, right? They're the CEO of your home, right? Many times. Not all the time, but next one. Who uses substances? Who uses those? Not a lot. Not a lot. Right? Who argues? Now, I think it's normal for couples to argue. It's not abnormal. It's normal for any relationship to have an argument at least some point. It's more, is it fighting, really? I don't like the term argues, because everyone argues at some point or another. It's life. Right? This is another one. Who leaves the house and returns after arguments? Right? Who has the transportation in the home as well? Who watches the kids alone? Now, Malaya watched the kids alone mostly, but Daniel says he was the Mr. Mom, right? He, and this is in the documents, his words, he says he wakes them up of the morning, right? He puts them to bed at night. He cooks for them, he cleans for them, and sometimes he has to leave work because Malaya gets overwhelmed. I don't believe that at all. Did he help out with the kids at times? Yeah, I would say. But I think Malaya easily got overwhelmed and she just didn't want to deal with the kids. And okay, Daniel, make them behave. And then it was Daniel acting like a buffoon that he is, right? Mm-mm-mm. Who has prior CPS or police contact? Right? Not really police contact. Neither one of them have really a criminal history. That's anything to, speeding tickets, that doesn't count. But CPS. It means a lot when there's CPS cases and then a child goes missing. Right? Now, for instance, if Daniel or Malaya went missing in the home rather than the kids, well, CPS doesn't really factor in too much if one of them, went missing. But it would be more with police contact in that case. Still matters, but there's not as much weight behind it. Why non-biological caregivers are scrutinized more closely. All right, guys, can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now? I know I'm muted, guys. I was muted. Well, my mic quit working. WTF, where is my membership? I don't know, Marie. I don't know. Okay. Sorry. My mic quit working there for 1 second. Okay. I'm going to play something real quick because I need to go use the I need to go tinkles. Okay. I told you when I go, you should, at bedtime, I'm constantly going to just crazy. All right, listen to this. Listen to this.
And they said, Daniel, don't go back into the woods. So at that point, I didn't go back into the woods. I walked over to the house and I went down and I was talking to my mother because the RCMP just, officers just sworn Malaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they asked you to stay there. They asked her to stay there. Did they look into your Pathfinder or the Pathfinder? Did they search it?
No, they didn't at all. Now,
at any point?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I haven't, but I'll be right back in just a second. But that's a problem if they never check those cars, right? They need to be looking for Daniel's loud car that went missing. Never sold the damn thing. Look at the title, RCMP. Where'd it go? Was it signed over to someone before Jack and Lily went missing? No.
Now, was this the vehicle that went with Malaya? Like, I think it was towed later.
Yeah, it was actually towed by Commander of Operations. The guy's name is Josh. And he was actually pretty pissed about where they left it. They left it right at the bottom of Lansdowne Road when they left.
Interesting. And so
yeah, so he was pretty pissed about it. He said,
I can imagine so. And you know, that happened that first day. So nighttime comes in. Around what time does the search stop on the first day?
The search doesn't stop on the first day. They go right through the night.
Interesting. And when are you notified about a blanket?
If we're referring to the blanket that was up in the tree, or just the blanket in general.
Well, let's rewind then. So there's been a lot of confusion that you had denied that the blanket in the tree was Lily's that ended up being Lily's. Was there another blanket that was found out there?
There is actually another blanket. There is a full pink blanket. I was shown a picture of it, splayed out on the ground. Officer Karen Mason showed me that.
Now, listen to this. I was just thinking of something because I could still hear whenever I went on my break there. Daniel says that, and they did. He's right about this. They went through the night and searched for Jack and Lily. Now remember, they were supposed to be 20 minutes ahead. 20 minutes ahead, right? But even if they were an hour ahead, they went all through the night, all through the day, all through the night, and then all through the next day. And then at night, the third day during the night, it slowed down more, but there were still people out there. There was over 150 searchers. There was canines, dog sniffers. There was drones that was up within 10 minutes of Jack and Lily, of the police getting there. Okay. 10 minutes. Now, Jack and Lily's going to get tired quickly, especially if they haven't ate in a long time, which it seems like they hadn't. They're going to stop and sleep or rest for quite some time. Usually they will walk until they just can't walk anymore, and then they stop wherever they're at. And they're either found in that spot or the worst happens. So let's say they're 20 minutes to an hour ahead. Okay. And authorities come there. And then it's been several hours, and Jack and Lily are out there somewhere. And they're resting. They stop somewhere. They had went on through the night. They should have found them. Right? They went all that day, all that night, all the next day. It was like 72 hours of nonstop. Or sorry, 24. It was like 48 hours of nonstop. Going to bed, Pam. Night, baby. Thank you. So whenever Jack and Lily stopped, that would have gave them time to catch up with them. Right? That would have gave them time to catch up with them. So there's that.
That she's been, I mean, she was involved in quite a bit of the, you know, just back and forth stuff between the command center and me and Malaya and Mom, and you know, some of the people involved, and just trying to relay information, keep us up to date and stuff like that.
And this pink blanket that they found, was it something that they found close to the house, or?
I'm not sure the location where it was found. There was a pink blanket, there was a water bottle, there was a children's T-shirt.
1 second.
So.
And have you spoken with Malaya since any of this has happened?
I want you to look at this. Gave me the creeps. Is Joyce still in here? Joyce to the office, please. Joyce to the office. I just wanted her specific opinion on this as well. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this. All right. Oh, crap. 1 second. All right.
I think.
All right. I want you to look at him right here. I thought she said night. Did she say good night? She might be making. Yeah, it's later. Joyous. Yes, Joyous. Sorry. We got two Joys. Joyous. Joyce. Watch the question, and then watch how Mr. Mathtel, watch his eyes light up, watch his demeanor sparkle when he talks about Malaya, because Daniel will not argue with me on this. I can tell you that, because I know for a fact, Daniel has people that Malaya talks to that reports back to him. Watch when the question is asked about Malaya.
So.
And have you spoken with Malaya since any of this has happened?
There you go.
Yes, I did. I did one time.
Do you see that? Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Whole demeanor changed. Yep. What's this?
It went both directions, correct? It went.
Yeah, they both go both directions. They have multiple buses, I think. So.
And have you spoken with Malaya since any of this has happened?
Yes, I did. I did one time.
Why does it keep freezing? Which is us. He's recalling it. Come on, man.
Was twice.
Watching. He's recalling.
First time, when she was on the run with Meadow, fled to the reserve when she wasn't being supervised. Darren actually Darren called me and said Malaya's unsupervised. So then I called Malaya's phone from my aunt's phone because I was at my uncle's at the time. Used my aunt's phone. I called Malaya's phone. Malaya picked up, and I could tell from the background that she was in a moving vehicle. So Darren was correct on that. And so then I called major crimes investigators, and I said,
Do you see that? Jim's mom, my favorite late night channel. Thank you so much, Jim's mom. Then I got la-di-da-da. He used his aunt's phone. What a con artist. Oh, let me tell you something. Malaya blocked. She had to block everything. Yep. Bingo, Joyous. Bingo. His nasty ass want everyone to believe him, in my opinion. Yeah. It's just so weird when you go back here. Watch.
I think. So.
And have you spoken with Malaya since any of this has happened?
He gets.
Yes, I did. I did one time.
How did that go?
Actually, there was twice. First time.
He's recalling it. It's very creep factor overload. Total toad. Warts and all. Yes. Yeah. And remember, he went and did when he got in the car. Remember that? When he went and parked right beside of her. And she was scared. The joy on his face is what is scary, dangerous. Yes. You can just tell the amount of control. Yeah. It's not, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this part. I would love to hear Dr. Vanna on this part. Her opinion, right? She can't diagnose or anything, but her opinion on this. He does look like he's lost a... I think it's just the way he's sitting. I don't think he lost a tooth. I think he just got a bigger gap there with the way he's sitting. 1 second, y'all.
This is going to your uncle's house. Maybe you planted him. I find it weird. I don't understand why somebody would plant evidence that's leading to the direction of a...
I've never actually seen the actual location of the footprint in real life.
He's never seen the location of the footprint. Because he says this, it makes me more suspicious. It makes me a lot more suspicious, actually. Because, Gypsy, I texted you the other day to make sure you were okay. Norman Bates, yes. Hey, Robin, good to see you. YouTuber, Anastasia, Sharon, and Enoch coming in clutch. What was I going to say? Oh, it makes me more suspicious because as a parent, a caregiver, or whatever, Yes. He's never went to look. He says at where the footprint was or where the blanket was, I guess, until we got him on camera showing us him and Janie showing us two different trees. I don't know, Crazy Buck. Never seen the location, but it knew exactly to where to show the reporter.
Yeah.
So, and I told investigators this, and I've never seen the actual blanket hanging in the tree. I've never seen that.
Gotcha.
So
when is the so the next day comes, searchers are out there. How long are searchers on the in the area searching for Jack and Lily?
For the first initial search, I think it was like 6 or 7 days. I'd have to re-look at all or look at all the actual how many days they were here for, but it was 6 or 7 for the first initial search, and then they
first 6 or 7 days. Hey Bo, always late. Angel Wings Genova. But when he did the interviews, he reached up and grabbed a hold of the exact branch. Yeah.
Came back the next weekend and they did that search as well. And that doesn't include when the dive teams came in. I talked to those guys after they were done finishing Lansdowne Lake and some of the ponds and the streams, and they assured me that there was no evidence that the kids were near any water.
I caught that the other day, and that bothers me. That really bothers me right there. That there is no evidence that the kids were near any water. Yeah, I responded. Oh, you did? Okay, gotcha. I got you. Okay. There's a lot of problems with this part, in my opinion. No evidence. When people say no evidence, that is usually because there is a crime that has been committed when they use it in this type of sentence structure, when we're talking about missing children and there could potentially be foul play. Right. And Daniel, from what I have seen and shown you guys, and he likes to get ahead of things. Right? Guys, Gypsy is on her phone. I know exactly what she's going through. She can't tag names. She loves each and every single one of you. Promise. But he says, they assured him that there was no evidence that the kids were near any water. You can't see it on the screen here, but it's near any water. Right there, near any water. But you also got to remember that there was not. Well, look at you, Miss Sherry Lynn. I'm on my phone all the time. It's hard to tell. You gotta. I wish it would populate. When you got so many people saying hi, you can't keep up. Near any water. Well, first of all, I told you about the evidence thing. He's talking about water here. He talks, it's definitely leakage, Joyce, yeah. I think he's trying to get ahead of something because he's talking about, I went on the dirt roads. I went in the culverts. What is culverts? associated with water, right? I went through the streams, right? Waded up to water to my waist, almost fell on a rock. But he says here, no evidence that the kids were near any water. But they didn't check. There's still one pond up there that they didn't check. Right? It says it in the documents. One of those ponds has not been checked, which I find interesting. So in my opinion, people, again, we need to be checking near water. Justin, you know what I caught while watching Daniel? Anything you guys catch that I've never caught, please let me know. Email me, text me if I don't see it in chat. Janie's interview is how they each have said man while talking about the searchers, and Daniel even cried once, and Janie said man too. I don't know what you mean. While live, Daniel and Janie's interviews is how they each have said man while talking about the searchers, and Daniel even cried once and said man too. Yes, absolutely. I agree, crazy. Could they be in the ocean? It's possible. I don't think it's probable.
Interesting. And your property, I know it was recently searched with the cadaver dogs.
Yeah.
How many times has it been searched by the search team and the dogs, whether it was the first time they were out there or second, third? How many times?
The amount of times the property was searched was, I can't even put a number on it, Daniel, because it was constantly new people coming in and walking through the property. Like for the whole time, there was just new people coming in. I mean, there's the amount of ribbons I see around, it's in the thousands in Lansdowne.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say he was wet either. He would have been freezing his snowballs off in the water up to his waist. Yeah. Yeah. I've never heard anyone say that he was wet at all. Now, in my opinion, he might have been wet that night. Might have been wet that night. But not during the day.
Yeah. And so they're coming in, they're searching the property. How long before you're brought into a police station?
I was brought in, I don't remember what day I was brought in because all the days mashed together. Mm-hmm. But I was brought in by two investigators that were originally on the case. Okay. And
so Daniel says he doesn't remember because all the days mashed together. See, when it's important days, when he should remember, he doesn't remember because they mash together. And when they're not important days, he says, it was an important day, so I didn't have to remember anything. There was no need to remember anything. Well, most days you don't need to remember something very significant that happened in your life, but you do. Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen those guys in a while now. We'll say that.
Yeah.
But
yep,
those two original guys took me in, and we went into the Stellarton detachment, which is in Pictou County, not the major crimes headquarters that's in Bible Hill. Mm-hmm. But I sat in a room with them, and they bought me some food and some coffee, which we know why that was for, right? Collect DNA.
Yeah.
And you know, they never had to ask me for any of that. I was willing to give.
I find that funny. That he is that paranoid. That he says it. Oh, guys, let me tell you something. Oh God, they tell me how paranoid he is. So paranoia. Right? Paranoia. Okay, hold on one second. Might have found it here. Let's see your waste. Okay. This was what, 7 months ago? Come back to this.
A frantic search for 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan has settled into a silence that grips Lansdowne Station.
It just blows my mind that there's absolutely nothing.
RCMP are now offering new information to the public of the siblings' movements before they went missing.
Based on details.
Hold on. Look at little Lily here. Bless her heart. Look how dirty her coat is. Poor little thing. And the gloves don't even fit her.
Before they went missing.
Based on details gathered so far, we have confirmed that Lily and Jack were observed in public with family members on the afternoon of May 1st.
Investigators are appealing for more video.
Investigators are now asking anyone who has dash cam footage or video along Garlick Road between noon on April 28th and noon on May 2nd to contact Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit.
They should have brought camera footage to the RCMP almost immediately if they lived in such a close range. I don't know why people would wait 3 weeks later or...
During the initial...
Well, yeah, but, you know, if you're moving around at night, you know, that's okay. We got human statements.
Search for the children. 160 people scoured 5.5 square kilometer of forest with drones, dogs, and aircraft, but that's since quieted down.
I know they're working hard and they have all the technology in the world to use. We all want answers.
Dogs, and aircraft, but that's since quieted down.
I know they're working hard and they have all the technology in the world to use.
I've just seen him.
We all want answers.
Investigators have now reviewed hours of trail video and followed up on more than 355 tips. Over 50 have been interviewed, and RCMP says it plans to speak to others. While official searches have scaled back, the children's stepfather keeps going, retracing ground already searched.
I want them home. Trying to make my way through every day when the only support I have is my family. Malaya's not here. My kids are not here.
Todd, the stepfather tells me that despite major crimes being involved, he's been told that this investigation is being treated as a missing persons case. He also insists that he's been cooperating with the police, including providing...
Yeah, Daniel wants you to know that this is a missing persons case. And he says because it's a missing persons case, that means that nobody has, you know, could be involved.
A polygraph test, which he did, and he says he passed. Todd?
And the RCMP has said that they have spoken with some 50 individuals. Thank you, Hafsa Arif, tonight.
Thank you, Hasifa. Appreciate you. He looks like a bullfrog here. I need to save that to make an AI later. piss him off. There we go. Okay, now this is what I want to show you. Okay. Does he say it here? Okay. All right. Now I want to show you this. Okay. In the interviews, Daniel can be seen pretty gnarly scratch under his eye. Now, I think that's a scar, but anyway, okay. It was mentioned in the by Daniel. Let me find it. During the initial search, he ran ahead the helicopters and drones and was in waist-deep water as he screamed for the children. In interviews following, Daniel did not appear wet, exacerbated, tired, or sweaty. His voice also was not raw from yelling or strained in the least. It has been circulated on a few posts and video, but the ATV photos on the scene is practically brand new looking and super clean. If you know ATVs, even generally, you know how they get dirty. And you know how all of the other you're funny, Karen. Of the other vehicles and all that was muddy then, right? All of them. They were all muddy. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because actually I just saw something. Okay. Because it was very, very rainy there when this was going on. This was written 7 months ago, by the way. Recordings of the original 911 call suggest that the call was put in at 10 a.m., but I am under the impression that the audio from the police officers attending the call, they mentioned that the call was put in originally at 8 a.m. No, that was actually that they had last seen, the parents had last seen them at 8 a.m. Daniel suggests that he was out looking for the children, but where he was during the 2-hour gap. In the interview done by the mother, she does not mention Jack or Lily's name. As forementioned, as a mother myself, I simply cannot fathom with any fiber of my being the potential of leaving the area if my children were to go missing. Since the investigation originally started, Malaya has deactivated and then reactivated her Facebook. Her relationship status was changed to single. There's so many things about this case that bother me, and these sweet children seem to be at the hands of Miss Justice. In one interview, Daniel says that the children would go in any car with anyone, that they are essentially were seeking fun majority of the time. He states that the children would go in a car with someone if they would hand them candy or if they were looking for mom and dad. This felt a very odd thing to say, considering the children would have known that mom and dad were inside the house, right? If, as Malaya had stated, Lily popped her head inside the bedroom a couple times. Another thing that still bothers me is that there were some children's belongings found near the pipeline. To my understanding, this is the area of Nova Scotia. Again, to my understanding, seems quite rural and quite unexplored. Why would any children's belongings be at the pipeline? This is the same place I understand a boot print was found. Where were other footprints? Why wasn't an adult present? Why was there only one footprint? Daniel has already confirmed, allegedly, that these personal belongings did not belong to Jack or Lilly. Except he later said that it was the blanket was Lily's. No, it doesn't. It doesn't fit at all. Right? So I was looking for something here. Trying to see if that was it CBC or the Globe and Mail? Water. Theory of involvement. Okay. Let me just see here. Okay. Now, if we go here, guys, please hit that thumbs up. Okay, this was 4 weeks. Right? After Jack and Lilly went missing. Daniel Martell, the children's stepfather, had previously told CBC News that 2 boot tracks were found near his home, as well as another nearby. Right? Daniel says, quote, "Every day when I wake up, it feels like I'm reliving a nightmare," end quote, as Martell in the interview Friday in Lansdowne Station. Quote, "The main feeling of sadness just turns to anger because there's no evidence after 1 month." Okay. Daniel says after passing a polygraph, he told the CBC that he passed the test. And so he says, so, quote, "You really can't point fingers at me anymore," end quote. RCMP previously declined to say whether a polygraph would be administered. Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. I'm looking for something very specific here. Experts point to abnormalities in unprecedented case of Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And this was 2 weeks after Jack and Lilly went missing. Quote, "It doesn't meet a lot of the normal criteria. That's what we would see for these types of cases," end quote, said Janus, who researched areas including missing persons and juvenile justice. Quote, "Usually there is some evidence in some way that would suggest something nefarious has happened. It mirrors those adults missing persons cases where we call it quiet disappearances." I found that interesting. I'm looking for something specific here, but what Mr. Mattel said. Let me do it like this. Okay. Previously. Okay. Tell said they haven't retrieved surveillance footage. Okay, that's when they retrieved surveillance footage. Okay. 1 second. Okay. I can't find it right now, but we'll find it later, I guess. Maybe it's right here. The search following a large-scale and ground search of 5.5 square kilometers of a heavy-wooded area on Gairloch Road on May 2nd. On May 7th, the search was scaled back for more specific searches. Okay. That's when he talks about it's more likely to be recovered. They weren't married, were they? No, they weren't. Nope, they weren't. Daniel says he's angry no evidence has been found, but they did find footprints and blankets, so it's weird statement. Hey, Mohawk. Logan said Justin filmed Daniel opening the bag with the blanket, yet police collected it from the bin at the end of the driveway, so Daniel put it back there. Sure did. This was one of the guys I was saying that looked like, in my opinion, the cartoon that reminds me of Durwood. I think it's from Darkwing Duck, by the way. Someone once said their yard looks like a hillbilly obstacle. No, you didn't. Oh my God. That's so damn funny. Oh my God. Damn. Why did you say that? Well, flash from the past. And Logan said the trash bag was untied. That's right, Brandy. I forgot about that. And Logan said the trash bag was just untied, just sitting in the bin. So why would anyone have to rip it open? Damn, I need to screenshot that one and dig on that one. That's a whole live, Brandy, I can do on that. Very interesting. He was swimming in the trash. He is trash. When you're in trouble, you call DW. Mr. Oh, what's this? Hold on. I don't guess he answered. Daniel, where did you run through waist deep water? That's what I was looking for, the waist deep water thing. Let me see here. No, not there either. Based on the details. Okay. It's gotta be here somewhere. Okay. Try this. Jack and Lilly Sullivan. I've got him somewhere, but I just don't know where they are at, to be honest. Okay. Let me try this. I hate looking for something while I'm live. The math tub. That's so, you guys are so creative. Okay. Nope, not this one either. Okay, let me try this. Okay. On May 7th, later that day, Daniel Robert Martel, who described himself as the missing children's stepfather, the Canadian, I've been 100% cooperating. What day was this? Okay. 3 weeks. He said at the time of the interview, I gave them my phone. I offered drug test. I offered them lie detector test. Okay. Okay. It may have been the... Is the what does CTV mean versus CBC? What does that mean? What's the difference? Does anyone know? His face in that pic is crazy. Look at all these people and look how wet it was and cold outside. Yeah, they're gonna go out and sure. Let me see. Okay. This was very early on. Tremblay wouldn't confirm whether anyone is considered a person of interest in the disappearance, saying it would compromise the investigation. Very early on. Very early on. Just another news outlet. Quote, until proven otherwise, every missing person's investigation is considered suspicious, end quote, he said. Our goal is to find Jack and Lily, and our investigators are hard at work. Okay.
Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack were reported missing from their Lansdowne Station home in rural Pictou County on May 2nd. Since then, RCMP have launched an extensive investigation, and today police offered an update and detailed look at what's been done so far. But still, RCMP won't say if they've identified any persons of interest, suggesting that might compromise the current investigation, but did say they've conducted polygraphs.
The Truth Verification Unit is engaged. There's multiple facets to those investigations, and those experts are examining every question and answer that those individuals are providing, and it could guide the investigation.
Police have collected hundreds of hours of video from the area and have interviewed 54 people in all and have received 488 tips. As for the search, they say they've scoured the Sullivan children's home, including outbuildings.
Oh my God. 1 second, y'all. We're in crisis here. Where are we at? Let's see here. Diesel Weasel to the office, please. You're being paged. Diesel Weasel to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for the Diesel and the Weasel. Thank you, mods.
Septic systems, wells, mine shafts, and hundreds of hours of video from the area, and have interviewed 54 people in all and have received 488 tips. As for the search, they say they've scoured the Sullivan children's home, including outbuildings, septic systems, wells, mine shafts, and culverts, and have seized multiple devices and materials, but police couldn't say if that...
It's interesting they say that right there. They've checked everything and we've seized multiple.
Extensive search and investigation work has led to any new evidence.
The information gathered to date has not identified any new search areas at this time.
What's most significant is the administering of polygraph tests, says CTV's policing.
I think it means, yeah. Who said that? I mean, if you're asking for cadavers the first or second day, that really tells you something. Yes, it does, Sasha. Not only that, major crimes was there. Jack and Lily went missing Friday. Major crimes was there Saturday. In my opinion, that tells you something too.
Expert and former OPP polygraph examiner Chris Lewis.
You don't do polygraph tests and waste that resource on people that just maybe saw something, heard something, or is a real remote suspect. That's not the way it works. So if they're doing polygraph tests and examinations on people, those are people that they may well suspect have been involved in some way or for whatever reason aren't being honest.
Police say the missing person investigation continues, and they are following all tips and ask anyone who may have information to contact Crime Stoppers.
Okay. All right. Now, let me show you. I think this is it. Right here. I like you too, Crazy Buck. Just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding. I do like you. But I knew you were talking about the guy. In other news, here we go. Okay. The children lived at home with their mother, and they write stepfather Daniel Mathtel. However, I would call him the mother's, in my opinion, I would call him the mother's narcissistic boyfriend. An infant sister on the property that include a trailer where Martel's mother resides, about 140 kilometers northwest of Halifax. And we mean the Jane. That's who we mean. Okay. She'll do interviews for cigarettes. I'll do interviews rather for cigarettes and dog treats. Cigarettes and dog treats. Don't bribe me. It looks like it's gone now. What's gone? Okay. Court applications filed by investigators are seeking access to a variety of phone records, bank records, and video surveillance, all related to the investigation, provided a timeline of events. Now, if they thought for a second that Jack and Lily got out on their own, there was any evidence of them getting out on their own, or that they were abducted, would they be looking at phone records, bank records? No. No. First of all, phones. Daniel allegedly has 2 burners, according to people close to the family. Well, family saying that. Bank records, broke as a joke on the math, right? Video surveillance, none in that little area, right? Okay. Okay, this was the this was the timeline that they gave. Monday, April 28th and Tuesday, April 29th. Both children attend school. Wednesday, April 30th, the children stayed at home due to a school day, the holiday thing. Thursday, May 1st, 6:18 a.m., the children's school is informed through an app that both children will stay home because of a cough. Right? May 1st at 2:25 p.m., this is the last the RCMP will say that the children were seen at the Dollarama. Right? Okay. May 1st at 9 p.m. Lily and Jack were put to bed wearing the clothes they were in earlier in the day. Lily was wearing a pink sweater and pink pajamas and white with white shapes and a Barbie top. Lily had a corduroy cream colored backpack adorned with strawberries. Okay. And the next day, Malaya says the alarm went off. Malaya booked them off sick at school. And at some point during the morning, the children woke up their baby sister, but later there was silence in the home. 10:01 a.m. Malaya Brooks Murray reported that Jack and Lily were believed they had wandered away from the Gerlach home in Lansdowne Station. The mother told the police that both children were possibly autistic and known to roam. And their boots were gone. Daniel Mathel, the children's stepfather, told RCMP officers that he ran outside, got in his car, and drove around, then ran around the woods looking for the missing pair for hours. He mentioned to authorities that he did not look at the time or even take his phone. August 22nd. 10:27 a.m., the RCMP officers are there. Right? One second. Okay. Let me show you this right here. I'm trying to find something while I'm live, and it's very annoying. Okay, this was May 7th.
We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day, we did.
You can tell he is high as a fucking kite here, in my opinion, allegedly. I do believe the truth will come out. Oh, it will. They're in shambles right now.
Even with me running through the woods over the head of the helicopters and head of the drones and stuff like that, screaming as loud as I can, and just until my throat hurt, running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in military outfit said I could go back into the woods.
4 days into the search for his missing stepkids, Lily and Jack Sullivan, Daniel Martel is pleading with the public to keep their eyes peeled, but he has begun to lose hope they are anywhere in the vicinity.
They hate being wet and cold, so they immediately would have came right back into the house.
They hated being wet and cold, so they would have immediately came back in the house. Okay. Then
prints are right beside the house facing the road, and then that's it.
Martel wants the search to be
Now, I got a question. He says they hate to be wet and cold. They would immediately come back in the house. But Janie or Malaya, I can't remember. One of them says in the documents that Janie, might have been even Daniel, I don't know. One of them said that Janie always calls them if Jack or Lily are outside, especially if they don't have their shoes or a coat on. Right? And if that's true, if they got cold, why would they would immediately go back inside, according to Daniel. Where? Hold on. Where do you see that? Hey guys, my internet just went out. Fun times, fun times. I'm trying to see what's going on. Does anyone see where, is there anything new? That was like what I was talking about, the last message there. I don't know I have no idea what happened to my internet. Nothing in the Canadian media. Yeah. I was going to talk about, there was this, I don't know, this, creator that put out that Jack and Lily was found, and I was going to tell him to stop that shit. Terrible. People lying, saying that they were found, like people, and you have no idea how bad you're hurting the case. Saying it went to vote area. Yeah, I can't, settings. All right, guys. I'm going to try to get this internet fixed, and if Guys, I'll be back. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. Day before yesterday, we were having storms and my internet was out. The day we did our big panel live. If I find anything, I'll come back. Yeah, okay. It's, I don't know what it was. It was messing up a little bit earlier, but nothing major. If anyone has anything, please send it to my phone, 307-228-4906, or alljustice, the number 4, the letter U at gmail.com. Oh, hold on one second. Oh. Damn. All right, guys, I got to go check it. I'll be back probably. Love you guys. Bye-bye.